What's up, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with Tesla SPY and the overall markets. I'm also going to talk about some big data coming out for tomorrow that's going to affect the markets. But just notes that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link. If you deposit $100, you're guaranteed 5 free stocks. Deposit $1,000 and you're guaranteed 15 in total. And the offer ends in just a couple of weeks. Anyways, as far as Tesla is going, I just want to mention to everyone that we have a very, very nice looking inverse head and shoulders like structure on the much larger time frames. Now, if we do get a break of this high at this 235 area, there could be a nice rally to fill this imbalance, taking Tesla into the 240s. Now, if that doesn't happen, we could always get an opposite reaction as well to fill that gap at 219. So it could go either way, but the technical setup is a little bit more bullish looking. So the question is, will we get a big rally tomorrow? What's going to affect this? Because remember, there's a lot of factors affecting Tesla's share price from the way buyers are interpreting lots of data, not to mention other things like that. But the two big things are going to be the news about Tesla and also the data that comes out for tomorrow. So when it comes to news for Tesla, so far things are quite good. We got some good news about Tesla's announcing that for Q1 of 2025, they should be expanding their FSD to China and Europe. Very, very bullish news. And there's been a lot more excitement about the roadmap. So I think that's very, very great news that's come out. And it's going to give Tesla a lot more bullish capabilities. A lot more buyers will be stepping in. And on top of that, it's going to lead to, a lot more growth, quicker growth for their FSD capabilities. So that's a big bullish catalyst for Tesla. That's part of why we're up right now. But whether or not this continues depends on another big factor. So tomorrow is going to be Friday, September 6th, 2024. This is very important because 1 hour before the market opens, okay, we have some very important unemployment numbers coming out. The last time these unemployment numbers came out, okay, we saw the market get a big rug pull. You guys remember that? So that was like less than 2 weeks ago. We saw the market get a huge rug pull off one of these unemployment reports. So sometimes that could happen. Sometimes we could see a big rally. Sometimes you can see a massive rally if you get a decent one. So you want to be very, very careful with this. So basically, the main thing is going to be the unemployment rates. We're expecting this to be around 4.2 to 4.3%. The last time this came out, it was much higher than expected at 4.3%. So we will see. You guys remember when the unemployment rate was very high, and then there was a lot of recessionary fears that came as a result of that because it triggered the SAM rule. That's pretty crazy stuff. So we will see what this looks like. It's going to be very important for the economy and the markets. So whatever the numbers look like, okay, and we also have the governmental and manufacturing payrolls data. So a lot of data is coming up, but mainly unemployment numbers. If we get decent data, if unemployment is as expected, we could see the market try to rally because once again, it's incentivizing the Fed to give us some kind of cut, whether it's a 25 or 50 basis point cut. But if unemployment is very, very high again, that could trigger some recessionary fears, and that could be a little bit more negative for the markets. So we have to be very careful. If we get a decent report, Tesla could continue this rally, and we could see the inverse head and shoulders not only play out, but many of these imbalances start to fill as Tesla runs into the 240s. If we get a bad report, Tesla could still get a rug pull. It is still possibly come down to 219 to fill that gap. So we're just going to have to wait and see. We'll see if this continues to rally or not. But my job here is just to give you guys the warning about this data. So if you want to play upside, if you like the setup, if you think Tesla's going to run, that's your choice. Okay. You're free to do that, but just know what the risk is of holding overnight as we have big data coming out. If you want to, reduce your position because you're scared about the data coming out, or you're just really, really apprehensive or whatever, then yeah, you could go ahead and exit your position. It's up to you, whatever you want to do. But I'm just letting you guys know there's big data coming out tomorrow before the market opens. If you hold anything overnight today, you're going to have to hold through the data. And that's your choice if you want to hold through that or not. That's up to you guys. But I just want to give you guys that warning. Tesla's setup is bullish overall, a little bit more bullish looking, so we will see. Now for SPY, we held our support at 548 quite nicely. We also held our 200 EMA so far. But the question is, okay, because buyers are stepping back, they're trying to get us back up at 550. Will we hold support? Will we hold our 547 support area, or will we end up losing this tomorrow and come down to fill the gap to 543? Or will they end up doing something that's ironic? Because remember, it's a Friday. Tomorrow, Fridays are full of manipulation. Will they pump us right back up to fill this imbalance into like the 555 plus area? Who knows? Will we drop like 5 to 7 points? Or are we about to run 5 to 7 points? It depends on the unemployment data. I think we're going to be making a big move like that tomorrow once this data comes out. So we will see. We want to be open minded. We want to be very, very open minded to any possibility. And we will see if we get a big rug pull or not. If we get a big rally, it depends on which level we end up breaking. So we have this range right here. We have this 20 EMA on the daily. That's going to be a little bit under 553. If we close above that, we could see a little rally back up. If we close below 547, which is our 50 EMA, now this has been adjusted. The 50 EMA trended upwards above 546. So now the next support is 547. If we trend below that, then we're going to be looking for that rug pull and a gap fill for 543, if not below that. So we'll just have to wait and see. For ES, it's the same thing essentially. If we don't hold 55.10, if we close below that, we're at risk of dipping lower. And if we get bad data, we could continue that move. But if we get a bounce and break above 55.58, we could see a little counter trend move. We'll just have to wait and see on the data. For Nvidia, we're in the middle. We have a range that's worth watching. So if you look right over here, you guys can see Nvidia has this resistance to watch for at 107.8 and also at 110. And we have support at 104. We're kind of stuck in the middle. Whichever way we break is going to be very pivotal. So we'll see which way we go. So be very, very mindful of that. If we break 110, we could try to bounce. If not, if we lose 104, we dip. Just give this some time. We'll be very, very patient nonetheless. For Bitcoin, we're on a bit of a downtrend right now. As you guys can see, it's continuing to fall, but we'll be watching to see if Bitcoin could get bought back up above 57,000 or not. It looks a little bit more bearish to me in terms of its setup, but we'll have to wait and see just to be safe. For other tickers out there, we have let me just double check this. We have NQ. NQ is also stuck in the middle. It avoided this big rug pull. So we had 18,800 support. I think my line got deleted. Let me just double check this. I had a line right over here at 18,800. This got deleted. So you guys can see this range between 18,800 and about the low 19,000 area, which is where we're shuffling. If we turn back up and break above 19,200, we could try to bounce. If we lose 18,800, we could dip. We're kind of stuck in the middle, so give it some time. But whether or not we lose key support or break depends on the data. The QQQ is showing some life. We're nearing a bullish cross in the PPO, and we're holding this range quite nicely. But we got to break 465. If we break this, we could look for a counter trend move. Or if we get a rug pull and we lose 458, we could be looking for that dip back down to 453, if not that gap fill. So we'll wait and see. Remember, guys, the market's full of manipulations, so you never know what these market makers are going to pull. So that's why you want to be very open-minded going into tomorrow and be very careful. For Apple, we're doing a good job at getting it bought back up. We actually look more bullish. We're going to be looking at 224.5 as our main resistance, our 50 EMA. If that breaks, we're looking for 226 plus. If you reject off 223.8, we could be dipping back down, all the way back down to 218. So far, it looks like it wants to bounce. It looks like it wants to rebound. The technicals look pretty good, but this depends on unemployment. So we will see if unemployment causes a rug pull or not. The Russell is looking pretty weak at first. We came down to 211, but then the buyers came back and now they're trying to push us back above 212. So it's very tricky. If we close below 212 or if we end up showing a lot of weakness and we get bad data, we will come down to fill the gap to 208. Even if we close near 212, if the data is decent, we could try to rebound for 214. So we'll just have to wait and see. For Coinbase, we are on a bit of a downtrend right now as well. We're looking at this 160 area as our main support. If it fails there, we could be dipping down to 155. If this holds, we could be looking for 167. We're kind of stuck in the middle. Amazon is once again in the middle. We're looking at 178 as resistance and 175 as support. If we could break that resistance, we'll be looking for the 180 area. So far, we're doing a pretty good job. For Meta, we're also stuck in the middle. If we break past this 518 resistance, we're looking for basically 525. If we reject it, we could be dipping back down. So I'll be watching to see if we get a rebound. So be very, very mindful of the 4 hour and how this is developing. It could try, so we will see. We're range bound right now on Microsoft. We have support down here around 405 and then resistance at 410. Will we get a big rug pull all the way down to the 390s or will we get a big bounce? We'll just have to wait and see. Google came all the way down to 156. I said to watch that support. It held that so far. If we get a rug pull, we could lose our main support 156 and see a much bigger bearish move. But if we get a bounce and break above 160.8, we could see a big bounce simultaneously. So we'll just have to wait and see. The data tomorrow is going to be huge, so get ready for that. With that being said, guys, if you look at SPY right now, we're barely holding 550. So we're seeing buyers trying to defend. They're fighting back, and the market's now in a very, very critical place. So as far as Tesla goes, we have a very, very nice setup for the inverse head and shoulders. So this does possibly suggest upside could be coming. I think it's leaning a little bit more in that direction, but no promises could be made in a crazy market like this where setups are not always going to play out. That means that although it is possible this inverse head and shoulders will play out for Tesla and we're about to get a big run, it's not a guarantee and it depends on this data. So watch this data very carefully tomorrow. It's going to be huge for tomorrow, so get ready for this. Will it cause a big rug pull? Is the whole market about to tank, or is the market about to see a big bounce? We'll wait and see for tomorrow. Once again, guys, this is my final warning. If you're holding anything overnight, it's your choice. If you don't want to hold through this data, then you have the freedom and the rights to exit your positions whenever you guys want to. We only have about an hour and a half left of trading, so it's your choice, guys. If you're ready, do what you got to do. Thank you for listening. Have a great day. I'll see you guys in a couple of hours for another update. Until then, take care and peace out.